All right. So today I'm doing a speech. Here are all my audience members. If you would like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jacob Albior.
My name's Olivia Sewell.
My name
Hi.
is Jay Patel.
Hi, my name's Colton.
Hi, my name is Sammy Gokul.
And I am Trevor Jones, all here to listen to Sebastian Solteris.
All right. So today I want to talk about the impact of online learning and how the pandemic affected it and how it could be useful for students after the pandemic to consider. So first, I want to talk about briefly, I want to talk about how online learning was before the pandemic. So prior to the pandemic, online learning was common among college students. Many would use this as a way to get their stuff done quickly and time manage and focus on their time management, and this would work for many. But for K through 12 students, this wasn't really very common at all, unless they were homeschooled and things like that. So these students really didn't have experience with any of online learning. Um, and then when the pandemic came around, a lot of in-class instruction was canceled, and this would result in many teachers and administration being worried that um, the kids being out of school would result in like a loss of education and them being then losing learning. So I want to show you guys some data from epi.org. Let me share my screen with you guys. All right, so this graph shows how many days of students missing school would affect their performance. And it shows 2 days, 3 to 4 days, 5 to 10 days. So when we think about how long kids were out of school at the start of the pandemic, we would see that the students were losing a lot of education, and they were having a learning loss. So as a solution, teachers and school administrations believe that it would be best for students to do online instructions as a way to solve this problem. All right, so my next point I want to talk about is how online classes allow for flexible options for students. So firstly, students could choose whether they want to do a 16-week course, which is like the traditional course for any student in college, or the accelerated 8-week course, which is like a much more faster pace if students want to tackle uh, more things at once. Um, and this creates a much more like comfortable learning environment, I believe, because students can be wherever they want in time, and they could do any of the courses at their own pace, whether they want to do it uh, in a much more accelerated pace or slowly a week at a time. And then it also creates a flexibility for their geographical locations, so students don't have to worry about if they're close to the university or far away and stuff like that. So it allows the students to be more comfortable being enrolled in online classes. And furthermore, according to oedb.org, it can serve as a good way to improve technical skills. And I believe this is very important for students' career choice, because if they know how to work online meetings, this could serve as a good way in case any situation happens, they'll be able to work from home and do all their necessary assignments or necessary tasks from home. Next, I want to talk about how an occupation can be managed with school. And one thing I noticed when I gave out the survey to my audience members was that many uh, many of the students also were currently employed. So I think that's a very important part to consider when enrolling in certain courses, And according to insiderhighered.com, about 70% of full-time students are also working. So I believe that it's important that the students manage their time with school and work, because if students are having to go to class from class to class and having to deal with work, there could be a lot of overlap, and this could result in negatively. This can negatively affect both um, the job and school. Um, and so the solution for that is online school being done in their pace whenever they can do it um, outside of work. All right, and then I want to talk about how I can improve time management. One of the survey questions I asked to the people were their level of time management and how much they believe they could manage their time. So the average of the survey questions was people saying that they somewhat agree that they can manage their time wisely. So I believe that online courses are something that's let me rephrase that. It's a challenge for online courses. Um, Finding the time to stay focused. That's one of the challenges of online courses. So I think if students overcome this challenge, they'll be able to do much better later on in their career, because they'll be able to focus more on their work and different situations like that. Finally, I want to consider the opposing views of online instruction and how it can negatively affect students, because um, online school isn't all good. There are some negative parts of it. And so according to mobile.ed.weekly.org, online classes may not be effective for students um, if students are struggling in that class in person. Um, so it's important to consider how strong you are with certain courses, because if you're weak in a certain course and you take it online, it's more likely that you won't do as well as you would in person. So I think it's very important that you understand how strong you are in certain classes um, before you start enrolling. So in conclusion, since all my current audience members are freshmen in college right now, I believe that this topic is very important to you all, because it determines your future and what you guys choose to do with your classes and all of that. So I would like all of you to consider whether or not you want to enroll in online courses in the future after the pandemic, so you can kind of manage your time wisely, and you could be involved in more things and be able to work around it. So if you have a job in the future, you'll be able to work around it if you have classes to do and different things to do around that. So that's all. Thank you guys for being my audience members.